today I have the pleasure of being here in this beautiful space with Israel Lopez of the Chins Up Foundation. So tell us a little bit about the Chins Up Foundation.
Chins Up is an IT nonprofit organization that partners collegiate student athletes with elementary students in a letter exchange program, and we utilize software to facilitate that partnership. Using the NCAA athlete platform to mentor kids and teach them about what it's like to be a college student, not an athlete, but a college student. Our software is an educational tool that teaches kids how to draft formal letters. So teaching them how to communicate via email.
Very cool. So it sounds like it's twofold. It's, on one hand, exposing kids to the idea of going to college and perhaps making that a little bit more realistic of a vision for them. And then secondarily, giving them some very concrete skills that they can use out in the world around writing and around specifically these formal letters.
Right. And we also, that's actually trifold. We mentor the collegiate student athletes too. So we give them career advice and we provide them on their profile, what does a good resume look like? What does a good LinkedIn profile look like? What are good interview questions to ask? What is good attire to wear in an interview? Preparing the athletes for the real world after college. One goal of ours is to just kind of get that built into the minds of the collegiate student athletes as well, just training them, getting them to think about it, getting them prepared. So yeah, trifold.
Very cool.
Should probably explain that.
Yeah. I love it. So you have a pretty cool story around how you got this idea that stems back a number of years. Can you tell us a little bit about that story and about what inspired the Chins Up Foundation? Right.
So it involves a former Badger football player named Donnell Thompson. Played on the Rose Bowl teams with Barry. He was actually the defensive captain, number 44, right in the middle linebacker. And in middle school, I lived in Madison, and the man who raised me was a janitor at West High School, where Donnell went, where Donnell's father coached, and Donnell would be back there training with his brother, usually during the summers, and I would be there and I'd help set up cones and kind of marvel at these athletes. One Christmas, I get a letter in the mail, and I look at who it's from, and it's a handwritten letter from Donnell Thompson along with a signed picture. Talking about the letter talking about how his father told him that I want to play college football one day, and the picture said, you always work hard, and he signed to Izzy on Christmas, signed Donnell Thompson. And after I received that letter, I went through some difficult times, and I ended up homeless, actually at the age of 15, and lived with friends all through high school. Fast forward to the end of the high school, I got a football scholarship, moved to Minnesota. I never lost that picture. I still have it to this day. So the impact that it had on me, having someone that believed in me, it just never left my mind, that impact that it had. So I've always wanted to start something, start an organization, somehow facilitate that partnership between the athletes and utilize that platform to mentor kids and teach them. Like I said, not about what it's like to be a college football player or basketball player or baseball player, but what it's like to be a college student. Yeah.
So for you, you have a full-time career as a lawyer, which is already a fairly demanding career, and you run this nonprofit on top of that. How do you do it, and what tips do you have for other people who are juggling a lot or trying to find the time to pursue multiple passions?
Number one, be willing to sacrifice. You have to be aware of the decision that you're making. I think I see some people that, I want to do this, but I'm not willing to give up this or this. Well, those two things aren't going to coincide, right? Number two is find your peace. For me, working out, hitting the gym, getting outside, and burning some energy and kind of burning, whatever anxiety you have going on. But those are the number one and number two things for sure. Without a doubt. So.
Excellent. Well, Israel, it was great to be here with you today and to learn more about you and your journey and about the Chins Up Foundation. So thanks so much for your time and all that you shared with us.
Sarah, thank you so much for having me. It was great talking with you.
My pleasure. And that wraps up Season 4. We look forward to seeing you again in Season 5 of Madison Noteworthy.